Harav, welcome back to Yerushalmi Shabbos. We're holding on Daf base on base. Now we said that we're up to Amru Kamei Reb Chia Ruba, yeah? So we're bringing a source from the Torah for the issue of bread of daim and what they've cooked. Amru Kamei Reb Chia Ruba, they said in front of Reb Chia. Now the Pasuk says, when the Klal were coming to Seir, and Hashem told them, you will buy food and you will buy water. You'll buy water. Now, why are they compared together? The water didn't have a natural change. Even if you heat it up, it didn't change. Of that you could buy. So anything that hadn't changed from its natural state. And that's why that's the Pasuk telling you that Bishul Akum is forbidden. Now, the drasha was said to Reb Chia, Hativon, they asked, now what about mutalaya, which is seeds, which you soak in water, hot water, then you eat it after coming out of the bathhouse to cool you down. Or pagkrisim, which are caper berry peels. But kuftayas, which is cooked leek. Or kalayas, and kernels of corn, which are roasted. And chamin shalahen, and the hot water of the nachrim, ha'en and mutarin. Now they're permitted. Now all the others I understand. You can sort of soak them in water and they'll go back to what they were before cooking. But kalayas, these toasted kernels, why are they permitted? They've completely changed through cooking. How it should be forbidden. So the Gemara says, Bishul Akum, it can't be forbidden from the Torah, it must be only rabbinically forbidden. Any food that can be eaten raw, and it's been cooked by a guy, there's no problem with Bishul Akum, and you can also fulfill your duty with it for Eruva Tavshilin. Now from my memory, when we learned Yerushalmi Avodah Zarah, I think the Yerushalmi Avodah Zarah doesn't hold of the other reason of food had to be fitting to eat for a king's banquet. Yeah, that reason is not brought in the Yerushalmi. Only this reason is brought. This is the only leniency that you have for Bishul Akum when it's permitted. Now, Mama Chaim Reb Chia Ruba. What does Reb Chia Ruba do with the pasuk Eichel Tishmeru Meitam? If you're telling me it's rabbinical, what's this pasuk telling me? So he's saying, by Eichel Tishmeru, you will, with food, you will break your enemies. Haichalta, once you've given him to eat, you've broken him. Shemaya Kasha Alecha. If he's acting difficult, then by Eichel Tishmeru, with food, you can get him, calm him down. If not, Achral Kesef, then you'll give him a bribe. Amrin Cohen, they said, Ken Rabbi Yonasan, this is what he used to do. He saw a big man, a big lord coming to the town, and he was sending presents. My Omar, what did he say? Why did he do this? If this lord is going to judge a case of an orphan or a widow, then at least I've given him something to find favor. Nishkachapin will be able to appease him. Now, one of the gezeras was on cheese. Givinasan, the cheese. Chalev hagoy. Why is the milk from a guy? Why is it forbidden? Lamo asam mishum taruvas behemoth, because he might have added in milk from a non-kosher animal. The Tani came with that. You can stand next to the flock. But hagoy chalev, the guy can do the milking, or maybe I'll bring you the milk, and you're watching him. There's no problem with that. Rabbi Shem Rav Yehuda, Rav Simon Shem Rav Levi. He said, chalev hagoy lamo asam. Why is the milk forbidden? Mishum gilo, it would be left uncovered. Because the Goyim are not particular to cover their liquids. And then we're worried, therefore, a snake might put venom in it. Now, why not set the milk to become cheese? Because it won't become cheese if there's a venom there. Because some types of venom will stay amongst various parts, elements of the cheese, and won't float to the top. The Tani came with there are three types of venom. One floats to the top, one sinks to the bottom, and one's made like a netting. It will go above from the bottom, but it won't reach the top, it will stay in the middle. We did cover a lot of dinim of Gilo, you remember in Yerushalmi Trumas we covered that. The days of Review is going to the Sidra Ruba. A barrel of the base of Medrash got uncovered. And the first people drank, they didn't die. The last people died. Because in that case, the venom must have sunk to the bottom. The workers in the mountain is again, their water got uncovered. And the first people drank, didn't die. The last people drank and died. And again, the venom has soaked to the bottom. Hashem and Ba'achaimetz, oil and vinegar. Hatzir, and the juice coming from fish at the time of pickling. Bahamurius, which is food made from fish fat. Bahadavash, and this is bees' honey, which have been left uncovered. Aim bahem shum giloi. There's no problem of giloi with these things. Rav Shimon forbade it. we brought actually, they say in the notes here, there are different opinions. So some say there's only a problem with 3 types of liquids. Some say there's 5 liquids that have a problem as well, additional 5, and some say other than that, everyone seems to say it's okay. So it depends which liquids, water, wine, and milk, or maybe there's other types as well. Okay. But Chacham agree, if we saw a snake trying to put a venom into a food, then a drink, then it's a problem. We've learned a melon, which has a snake which has made a hole in it to put venom. 10 people ate. Wine that was uncovered. 10 people drank. You cannot go and eat and drink from the wine. Because maybe the venom has gone to the bottom. Yeah. Shamna. Now they put a gzera on the oil. Who forbade the oil? Rabbi Yehuda Amar Daniel asks Hashem. Daniel. He didn't want to make himself dirty. But pas bag, with the type of food of the king, Hamelech, or the yain mishtav, and his wine. Mishtav is in plural, to hint to 2 liquids, so wine and oil. So he was the one who put the gzera. Now the Jewish people were running to Har Melech, there were olive trees there, and they got endangered. They were trying to get the oil, and they were being killed because of it. It was sakada. So therefore the Chachamim removed the gezerah. Who allowed the Isur Shemen? Rebbe or Beis Dinai. Now whether it's Rebbe or Rebbe's grandson, Rabbi Yehuda Nasiah, Rebbe and his grand is based in Hitiru b'Shemen. Now B'Shloshim B'Kovos Nik Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, he's called Rabbi Seinu in 3 places. The Gittin, first of all, Gittin given on condition that this is Rabbi Seinu. They paskin that get can be Chal and Mafreya at the time when he's given. But the Shemen, the oil of Goyim, where it says that they allowed it. A sandal, which is a fetus which hasn't got a clear image, where it says they took away the Isur Tumah of Leda, right, for the mother. Now, v'yikulai based in Sharia. Now, if they're allowing 3 things, they should be called a permitted based in. Shekal based in Shumvat Shoshet V'Munivur based in Sharia. That's not good. Rabbi Yehuda Bar Shmuel based in Echalakalav. Rebbe's own based in argued with him, but Gittin in the Gittin case. So the based in only allowed 2 things. Rabbi Yonasan. Boy, Rabbi Yonasan asked, well, I came to him, haven't we learned, the next basin has to be greater than the first one. In wisdom and number. Now, Rabbi based in, if Daniel forbade something, how can a later basin allow it? Ella, he says, Rabbi Yochanan Kedate, according to his reasons, Rabbi Yochanan I have a tradition. If they make a gezerah, but it's not accepted, like Kilo Rebbe Tzibalein, it doesn't last. Or Bodka, they checked it out, most Shemen, but like Kilo Rebbe Tzibalein, most people hadn't accepted it, and therefore they removed the gezerah. Yitzchok bar Shmuel bar Marta nachas l'netzivit. He went to the Tzivit. Ashkach from Simlai Adromi. He found Reb Simlai Yosef Dosh was darshaning Rebbe based in a two b'Shemen. Rebbe and his based in allowed the oil, and he told these words to the men people in Bavel. Shmuel kabbalah. Shmuel accepted it, but Achal, and he ate from the oil. Rav lo Achal. Rav would not accept it. Shmuel said to Rav, Echal, you should eat. To like it, if you don't do this, I'm writing a new Zaken Mamre, you're a rebellious elder. You're not accepting the words of Rebbe, who's the Nasi of the Sanhedrin. So Rav answered back, when I was in Eretz Yisrael, I knew who was arguing about the Gzera of oil. It was Rav Simlai Adromi. Mao, he can be Mevatel Halach, which is accepted. Ma'ale, then Shmuel said to Rav, B'Shem Gamei, did he say in his own name, this Rav Simlai? Lie, did he not say B'Shem Rebbe based in? No, he said in the name of Rebbe and his based in. And since it's in their name, we have to accept their hapsak. And he pushed him to get Rav with his tainas, and in the end Rav agreed to eat the oil of the Ovdei Kechavim. Now, one of the Gezeras, the fourth one, was Gezerah on Bnei Seh and their daughters. Rav Lazar, B'Shivim Mekomis Kesiv. In 7 places, we find it says, Lo tischatin bam. You cannot marry into them. Now, where's the Gezerah then? It's in the Torah. Where's the Gezerah? Rav Avin Loisa to forbid their daughters of Shivas Amimim, who were in at that time in Eretz Yisrael. Beis Shammai, they forbade other nations. The original psak was only, the Torah was only for the 7 nations, right? But later on, it was including other nations as well. Alright, yeah. Tana Rishon Unia said, Gezeres Beis Shammai Beis Hillel came Loisais Beis Sen to forbid the eggs of the guy for eating and to include the general Isor Bishalei Akum.
What's that? Onion? What's that word?
Sure, Onion, that's his name.
That's his name.
Yeah. Lysa has been sent to forbid the eggs. Now, and we find another brisa that bas means the beitza, means an egg. Tane Rishma, whereas bas hayana is a beitza sanamis, whether it's some sort of ostrich of some kind, we don't know what it is. It includes the egg. Now, they also put Gezerah Shechva Zaram, their semen of the goyim, and on their urine. V'loikin Amar Ravacha, didn't he say, Ravacha v'chinna v'shaviyach, and Shechva Zaram shall go tahira. There's no Gezerah on it. There's only tumah of sheyesh and Shechva Zaram lasis below his memeraglaim. There's always, you can't have Shechva Zaram without the urine. So the problem is the urine. The urine is tameh. Right? That seems to be the problem. He agrees they put a gezerah, they included zovim for anything, and all their liquids should be tameh, including shechva zera, but he held it wasn't included, it was a heck of the tumah is not from the Torah. You wouldn't burn truma as a result of it. You would leave it talo. You wouldn't burn it, you wouldn't eat it either. Shechva zera, even without putting the zera tumah, you have to treat it as tameh because of the meraglaim was in it. Okay. That a person's balkeri is forbidden to learn Torah until he goes to the mikveh. Rabbi Bar Barach Hashem Rabbi Shoina halachos, one who learns mishnahs, ve'ena shon agodos, but not agodos. He can learn. Balkeri can learn halacha mishnah, but not agodah because they draw the heart, and he'll go and be ma'ayin in it. Tiny b'shem Rabbi Yossi Shoina halachos ruglios. Now you can learn the mishnahs he's fluent in, but say them quickly. But mishnah, so he shouldn't go into the depths of the mishnah. Some say he shouldn't mention Hashem's name in the various psukim and the mishnahs. So again here you see a proof that generally they would mention psukim with Hashem's name. They would quote Hashem's name when they quoted psukim and when they're learning and so on. And only a Balkari is the one who shouldn't do so. You find that some of the Sfardim as well, they mention Hashem's name in their learning when it comes up. Al-Hilchos Eretz Ha'amim, because they are on Hilchos Tumah Eretz Ha'amim, which is Matame ben Ager, like a mace. Hilchos Tumah is Matame ben Ager b'mace. Okay, like in Reb Zira, did not Reb Zira say, this is the 8th Gezerah, that Reb Avuna b'shem Reb Yirmiyah, Yes ben Yazeh, Yisrael, Yes ben Yechon, and Yerushalmi goes through Tumah Eretz Ha'amim. They put Tumah on the nations and the Unchos La'aretz. Al-Klei Zechuchis, and glass receives Tumah. Reb Yoinam, Reb Yehuda ben Tabai, he himself put this Gezerah. Rabbi Yossi, he said Rabbi Yehuda ben Tabai and Shimon ben Shatach goes with Tumah Klei Matchis. They put Tumah on metal things. Hillel the Shammai goes with Taras Yadayim. They said your hands are considered second degree Tumah. Yeah, Tumah level Sheni, and you need to wash your hands before you touch Truma. So you see the Xeris Tumah of Eretz Ha'amim was done through Yosef ben Yoezer and Yosef ben Yochanan. And now we're saying it's the Talmidim of Shammai and Hillel, who were many generations later. So the Gemara asks Yosef ben Shebron Levi, Kach Hosa Halacha. That was the halacha as far as Eretz Ha'amim biyadan. They had it in their day. But Shachua, so it was from Rabbi Yosef ben Yoezer, but it was forgotten. And then the two Talmidei Hillel and Shammai, they agreed to the other Rishonim. They agreed to go like the first opinions and to put Tumah on there. Lelamedcha, to tell you, Shekad of Hashnosim based in Nafshan Alav, if based in work hard to be Mavar a din and get it clear, somebody's going to be on that din will last, and they'll get help from Shamayim to get to the truth. Like it was said to Moshe Sinai, like we find here, Talmidei Shammai, they worked hard, and they merited to be like the Rishonim who would come before them. But Asya, that fits in, like Ramona said, the Pasuk says, it's not empty of you. It means it's not something, the Torah is not written without any purpose. You have to go into depth. Now it should have said, Kiloi Davar Reiku. Why does the Pasuk say Mikem? But this is how you read it. In Davar Reiku, if there's something you feel is like empty, without purpose, then Mikem is because of you. It appears empty. It's you. But Lamahu, why does it appear like that? You're not working hard enough. Because it is your life for when will you merit when you work hard in this world? Now, the Gemara brought a Mishnah in Idias where a later basin can't cancel an earlier basin until they're greater in wisdom and number. Shmuel he said, Lo, when do we say that basin cannot cancel another basin? That's Allah B'tach Shemona Asa. That is with the 18 gezeras decreed through Talmidei Shammai v'Hillel. If it's beyond the 18, any basin can get rid of it. Hartivut, they asked against this. Hooray, now the gezerah, now remember when we came to Masechet Shvius, originally there was a gezerah on various fields even before Shvius. Some from Pesach, some from Shavuos, yeah? There was an Issa of Shvius. Hooray, chus l'shmayna asadava. Now there, the year started Rosh Hashanah, the Chachamim forbade fields from Shvius, and a tree field from Shavuos, and a produce field from Pesach. They forbade ploughing even before. So, hooray, we don't hold to that nowadays. Hooray, Shvius chutz l'shmayna asadava is beyond the 18, and they cancelled that. Rav Yodas and Magshela, and he asked for the Mishnah in our Ilias, basically can't cancel it. How do they get rid of it? According to Shmuel, the question doesn't start. It wasn't one of the 18. So before the Gemara answers the question, it brings the nidon. So Rav Crispa, Rav Gamliel, based in Hitiru be'Issur, they allowed you to plough because there had been an Issur to the Erev Shvius for Shnei Prokim Rishonim in the 2 periods before Shvius. There was a tree field from Shavuos and the produce field from Pesach, and they said you're allowed to plough all the way till Rosh Hashanah of Shvius, until Rosh Hashanah starts. And this was also only with Zeres Chachamim. And Rabbi Yodas and Bai asked, well, like in Tanya, have we not learned Chaim based in Yochel about the based on Chaim? You can't get rid of an earlier based in. It is a greater in wisdom and number. So how did they remove the Gezerah of ploughing on Erev Shvius? So it doesn't answer the question yet, but it brings another Girsa where the question doesn't really start. After Rav and Rabbi Yehuda of Shem Shmuel, we never learned that the later based in can't get rid of an earlier based in unless it's greater than numbers. Ella, only with those Gezeras chutz l'shmayna asa, the Gezeras which are beyond the 18. B'tach shmayna asa. So when did we say? Sorry, so it's like this. When did we say they can't get rid of it? That is with the Gezeras which are chutz l'shmayna asa, beyond the 18. B'tach shmayna asa, in the 18, I feel God aleinu mevatel. Even a greater basin can't nullify. Ne'shalom dolehen. Benach just said, because they worked so hard for it to be accepted, they were moist and nefesh to put these decrees. So according to this, so far, beyond the 18, it seems they can't get rid of it at all. That's what we're saying now. He says here, like the Talmidei Shammai, they worked so hard with spears that there'll be the rive and the halach will be accepted, Mesiras Nefesh, so you can't remove it. Okay? So now, Amr Mana said, Leim Stabra the lie, that's not right. It should be the opposite, other way around. Hail Vahu, Highness. So because the 18 things were Highness, they were accepted. Therefore, if a later basin come along, because they were only accepted out of Highness, if a later basin comes along, even not so important, Batel, they can nullify it. Right? That's how some want to learn. Some change the gifts around over here. As always, Yerushalmi is always full of this size. Hativut. They asked the question. Harei Shemen. Now, oil of Otekachavim, it's within the 18 things. And yet we're saying, based in, Rabbi is based in allowed it. Rabbi Yodas and Magshela. And he asked for the Mishnah in Ilias, the basin can't get rid of it unless they're greater in number and wisdom. So it sounds like if Rabbi and his basin were greater, they could have been Mevatel Gezerah even if it's one of the 18. And that goes against Rabbi Yehuda B'Shem Shmuel, that we cannot be Mevatel Gezerah. Rav Kahana brings Rav Chia Bar Abba, Rav Chia Matiba. Some say like this, B'Shem Rav Yochanan. They said when they put Gezerah al Shemen of oil of the Goyim, the idea was that if later on a later basin nullified, Bidlai Mevatel, it will be nullified. So that's why he asked on Rabbi and his basin, they nullified Gezerah of Shemen. They're not greater than the basin to put decree, but that was set up in the beginning that it could be nullified. Nachman Bered of Shmuel Bar Nachmeni b'Shem Rabbi Shmuel Bar Nachmeni Chamesh Chatais Meses. Now the din is 5 Chatais which have to die and we cannot offer them up as korbanos. One is the child of a korban chatas, if a korban chatas has a vlad, or behema, this is a tamura, or a chatas where the owner died before the korban was brought, or a chatas that wasn't brought within the year, the first year of its life, another was brought in its place, or a chatas which got lost. And it was only found after another one was brought in its place. So that's behema chatais hamesos. So we say, in regards to basin levatel, basin want to nullify that, they can, mevatlin. It's all very well. What can they agree? That we won't kill the animals, we'll use the money for donations for the tzibur. Avalikoyva gamis beach to actually offer them up, no chance. Ein chatas mesa kreva. There's no way that chatas mesa can be offered up. To be continued, Rabbi Sai.
That's it. 20 minutes.
Well, you gave me overtime.
Oh, with 8 minutes.
No. We'll stop here.